if you are in the market for just general strippers, then, oh, that's going to get me banned on Facebook, I swear to God. Hi everybody, and welcome to the Renaissance Builder. I'm actually over here at Josh's place today because, well, I felt like tossing it up a little and being more entertaining. You know, get some fresh air. Anyhow, wire strippers. So wire strippers tend to be either one of two things. Either a very personal decision where you like what you like and that's just kind of your thing, or you just don't care and you strip wire with a pocket knife. So for those of us that actually care about our wire strippers, I happen to find something that may just apply. So I've had this pair of Greenlee wire strippers for well over 10 years. I got it from a place called Yale Electrical Supply over in Lebanon, Pennsylvania, and they have worked very well for me for over 10 years. Now, I have tried other wire strippers. I've tried the Klein tools, I've tried the Ideals, I've tried quite a few, and they just never quite get me. It sounds dorky as hell, but it's true. I just always find myself going back to these wire strippers. Now, Greenlee doesn't make these anymore. They haven't made them in a while. You used to be able to find a very, very similar item at Lowe's, and then Lowe's canceled, they probably canceled their Greenlee contract, so that went away. But yeah, you can't find this exact wire stripper anymore. But you can. So I was walking through everybody's favorite hardware store the other day. Is Harbor Freight a hardware store?
Good God, no.
Okay, so I was walking through everybody's favorite tool supplier the other day. Harbor Freight, good old Harbor Freight. And I learned two things. I happened to notice that they have a pair of wire strippers there that looked really familiar. So I went ahead and I bought it. It's made by Doyle, which I'm sure is just, you know, some off-brand of Chinese manufacturer that manufactures for Harbor Freight, whatever, I don't care. Made in Taiwan, sorry, Taiwan manufacturer. Anyhow, I bought them, I brought them home, and I'll be damned if they aren't exactly the same. I'm talking all the way down to even the handle cushions are the same. Literally the only difference here is the color of the rubber. That's it. So I was like, well, shoot, we got to try this. Since these are my favorite wire strippers and I may have just found a replacement, the packaging is fantastic. Literally, I mean, all the way down to the latching mechanism is exactly the same. So they feel the same, obviously. Now there is one obvious difference that they could be, and that would be the quality of metal that they use to make them. My Greenlees have stayed relatively sharp over the years, so the quality of steel that they use to make these is fairly decent. So obviously they could have cheaped out on the quality of steel used to make these, but I figure what better way to find out than a scratch test. So I got my pocket knife out here, and there's a test. I forget the name of the test, but it's a test to determine the hardness of a material, and it pretty much involves scratching it and seeing how big of a dent that scratch makes. So I figured we could try this. So I'm going to scratch the Greenlee right there, see if we can show. No, it's not going to focus, is it? All right, I apologize that. And then I scratch the Doyles. They're not exactly the same, but pretty damn close. Hey, Josh.
Yeah.
Come here.
All right.
Just because you can't take my word for it, a second opinion. Scratch these two and see what you think.
Where am I scratching? Where you want to scratch?
I don't care where you...
Black?
You know, somewhere on there.
They scratch fairly easily. This one seems to scratch a little bit easier.
So you would say that they're relatively the same material?
Correct. Maybe the powder,
This-
maybe the powder coating isn't as good, but
The anodizing.
or the anodizing.
I'm thinking these may be just slightly cheaper. The Doyles. But you can see they're damn near exactly the same.
They have everything. that
Except
you
for the
have.
nuts.
That's the only
And the spring's more
thing-
uniform.
Yeah,
Isn't that crazy?
it is.
So, that's the first thing I learned, is that Harbor Freight has the wire strippers that are my favorite. The second thing I learned from this is that, and I'm guessing a little bit here, so for whatever that's worth, but I'm predicting that the patent on these wire strippers ran out. The patent from Greenlee probably ran out on these wire strippers. And then either Harbor Freight or the factory that makes for Harbor Freight was combing through expired patents and said, hey, this one looks good, let's make it. At which point they can literally just completely duplicate the thing in a mirror image. If the patent is not current, then they're allowed to manufacture it without trouble. At least I'm assuming that. I am not a lawyer or any of that kind of stuff. I don't know, but that's my assumption. So I figure the only other test here is to actually strip with them. And we're going to strip with them. Josh, don't get too worked up. Well, they're definitely sharp. I didn't even press on that. Barely pressed on that. So this is that outdoor rated Romex stuff. So that looks like about 10 gauge. Oh yeah. It literally just, it's nice and easy. It doesn't overcut. It doesn't undercut. Yeah, I don't have a problem with that at all. Let's try some different kind of wire. So here we have some, what is it, 18 gauge 8-strand thermostat wire, plenum rated. So we just score the outer surface. It comes off nice and clean. It doesn't cut through too much. You can see a little, well, you can't see it, I'm sorry. You can see a little bit of insulation scoring, but not too bad. And then you come down to the actual wire. If I could actually grab it. All right, well the 22 is too small, which makes sense because it's 18 gauge. Put the 18 gauge on there. That is fantastic.
Strips fairly easy. Takes all the insulation off extremely easy. You know, the outside jacketing. Yeah, man, look at that. It's pretty nice. Pretty not too bad. Yeah, man. Oh, we're out of focus. There we go. Now you
Gotcha.
can see my ugly face.
Nobody wants to see your ugly face.
Yeah, everybody wants to see my ugly face. They're like, where's Josh been? In the comments. I know it.
Because there's so many comments.
There is. You should see the pool video. If you haven't seen the pool videos, go see them. Drop a comment, leave a like, subscribe. Maybe you can see more of my ugly face.
Will you just get to stripping already?
Oh, wait. You meant the wires.
Family friendly for...
My bad. Bring me back to the olden days. You know what I mean?
Hey.
Woo! Yeah. I say I would buy them 100%.
So there you have it. Didn't need to make this a big video because it's a simple subject, but if you're in the market for a good pair of just general wire strippers, go down to Harbor Freight, get yourself some Doyles. They are literally what Greenlee used to be. So I'm happy with that. Josh, you happy with that?
I'm ecstatic.
Fantastic. Till next time, guys, make sure you hit that bell and subscribe for, you know, future exciting videos. And take care. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Yo, this shit's gonna get me banned on Facebook.